to the latest coming in from Udupi, and we are getting to know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding a roadshow, and from Karnataka, those are the live visuals that we are getting for you of Prime Minister Modi's roadshow. It's a very important visit of the Prime Minister to Karnataka, and later, of course, he will be visiting Goa as well. It's being seen as Prime Minister's spiritual tour, spiritual sojourn. It's a Dharm-Yatra to Karnataka of the Prime Minister, and those are the live visuals, viewers, that we are getting for you from Udupi, where you can see a lot of people have gathered to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister, also showering flower petals at him. And there you can see Prime Minister also coming out of his vehicle and waving at the people, in fact, who have come out to catch a glimpse of him in Udupi. Those are the first set of visuals that we are getting for you of Prime Minister's roadshow. Remember, he is going to visit Karnataka. He's going to be in Karnataka, and then he'll be visiting Goa today. He's also in Udupi specifically. He's going to visit Sri Krishna Matha in Udupi in Karnataka, and he'll also be participating in a Gita recital there. Let's go across to my colleague Neha Hebale, who's joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Neha, what more details can you share with us as far as Prime Minister's visit to Udupi specifically is concerned?
Well, of course, the entire district of Udupi there had geared up now for the Prime Minister's visit today. And we're seeing the massive crowds, of course, that have turned up for the Prime Minister's, one of the Prime Minister's first road shows in Udupi. We're seeing that, supporters of the Prime Minister have come out in large numbers here to, of course, get a glimpse of him. And even as that road show currently is underway, we also heard from the seer of the Udupi Mutt as well. What we're, of course, told at this point in time is that nearly about, 3,000 odd police personnel as well that had been deployed for his roadshow. A very significant religious event that the Prime Minister, of course, is participating in today. We'll really, of course, have to wait and see right now with all of the political developments that are currently underway in the state. This visit of the Prime Minister, the kind of reactions that have been coming in from the BJP as well over this, and how, of course, all of this stands out.
Well, interesting, we'll, of course, be looking, carefully tracking what the Prime Minister will have to say, if he says something at all about what's happening in the political climate of Karnataka, specifically the war of words also that has now started over the CM's position between both Siddaramaiah as well as DK Shivkumar. Also, Neha, this is Prime Minister Modi's, I believe, first ever roadshow in Udupi, isn't it? Neha?
Well, that's right. We are now participating in the Laksha, Kantha, Gita, Parayana, which essentially, of course, translates to about 1 lakh voices that are going to be chanting the Bhagavad Gita in unison. Most importantly, also, of course, the Prime Minister would be inaugurating a newly constructed Suvarna Tirtha Mantapa as well during his visit, something that the entire district has been gearing up for. The Prime Minister, on his arrival there, was also welcomed by Mangalore District in charge Minister Dinesh Kundu Rao. Of course, as far as this Prime Minister's visit is concerned for this particular religious event at the Mutt, this is something that he would also, we're being told, offer floral tribute to the saint and the poet Kanakadasa as well, and also even unveil the golden covering placed before the Kankana Kindi. So all of this that has been planned, and a packed day for the Prime Minister in Udupi.
And also, all eyes are going to be on that recital of the Gita that's going to have, a special gathering, bringing together people from different sections of the society. Tell us a little bit more about the significance of that event.
That's right. Of course, this is something that several people from Udupi district as well, whom our correspondent has been speaking with on ground, have been saying how excited they are for the Laksha, Kantha, Gita, Parayana, which essentially, of course, translates to 1 lakh voices chanting the Bhagavad Gita together in unison. The Prime Minister taking part in this important religious event in Udupi district, symbolizing his first roadshow as well over here. This is something that, we've, of course, seen how several religious heads right now and, politicos alike have been waiting for. We're being told, of course, that even the Dharmadhikari of the Dharmasala temple, Dr. Virendra Hegde, would be delivering the welcome address, and fears of many Mutt have been invited for this particular event. The Krishna Mutt, of course, while we spoke with the seer earlier, also mentioned how they were eagerly waiting with keen eyes for this particular event.
Tell us a little bit about the roadshow. I believe, as you were also mentioning earlier, the party was expecting around 30,000 odd people, en route, along this route really to greet the Prime Minister. We can see a lot of people there, showering flower petals at him.
Well, that's right. The Prime Minister earlier speaking very fondly, about this entire event, about the Mutt, also had mentioned that, this would be a special gathering that brings together people from various sections of society for a recital of the Gita. The Mutt itself, or the particular religious establishment itself there has a very special significance in the cultural life of the people of Udupi, and inspired by Sri Madhvacharya, that it has been at the forefront of serving society, and which is why the Prime Minister also today, of course, carrying out that roadshow there, where he's being greeted by people in thousands, not just localites of Udupi, but seers, religious heads, and a host of others who've come down for the recital of the Gita.
Neha, just tell us about this yatra that the Prime Minister would be undertaking today. Why is it being called as a Dharm-Yatra? Neha?
Yes, of course, we're seeing that a very rare event of sorts here, with about 1 lakh people reciting the Gita in unison, the Bhagavad Gita in unison, and, which is what, of course, makes it so special. This is something that several religious heads now from various mutts who have been invited for this particular event have been echoing. We'll, of course, really have to wait and see. The Prime Minister's roadshow also something that people are waiting for very keenly. Localites, many who've gathered from across the state, not just from Udupi district, to be a part of this particular event here, to get a glimpse of the Prime Minister too.
All right, taking a look at the roadshow there, the Prime Minister has just landed a short while back. More than 3,000 police personnel of various ranks that have been deployed there for the security, as far as the Prime Minister holding this roadshow. And thereafter, he is expected later to also visit the Krishna Matha and also take the darshans there. But we are looking at the pictures that have been coming in of Prime Minister Narendra Modi there holding this roadshow. And he is now expected to attend the Gita recital event at the Udupi Krishna Matha today. And the Prime Minister, who landed a short while back at the Mangaluru International Airport. And thereafter, we are looking at these pictures there. And there has been this Gita recitation program that the Prime Minister will be participating then. And of course, as we speak of the Udupi Itinerary, that has also undergone significant changes, with the Prime Minister who has arrived as far as in the location now is concerned. This short roadshow that he is holding, traveling through the arterial roads before heading to the Sri Krishna Matha. And thereafter, we're looking at the roadshow route that is now taking place, and he's been also interacting with the public meeting venue. And what has now been said, that as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, on his post, had said that he is honored to be visiting the Sri Krishna Matha in Udupi to take part in the Laksha Kantha Gita Parayana program. And this is a special gathering that brings together people from different sections of society for the recital of the Gita. This Mutt has a very special significance as well in the cultural life, and inspired by Sri Madhvacharya, it has been a forefront of serving society. So thereafter, we are looking at, as the Prime Minister concludes his visit, he will be heading to Goa. But significant security arrangements that has been made, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his way to the Sri Krishna Matha, and this special roadshow that has now been organized for him, as Udupi earlier had been gearing up for the Prime Minister's visit there. And there are other things on the agenda as well, what is now being planned for the Prime Minister's today visit. But the visit itself has a lot of significance as far as the Prime Minister's presence there in Karnataka is concerned. As per his itinerary that we are looking at today, the Prime Minister holding this very short, road show. And what is now being said that this road show is taking place at the Narayana Guru Circle and then will proceed up to Kalsanka Junction. So there are cultural events also representing when it comes to coastal Karnataka traditions. That is going to happen, and that is also going to take place along the route. Barricades that you can see as the Prime Minister is acknowledging the warm reception that he has received from the people there. Udupi is known as a sacred land, and around what is being estimated, 30,000 people are lined up on this very route to greet Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So accepting their greetings as he's been showered by petals there, you have the Prime Minister holding this very short road show till the time he reaches the Mutt. And after the road show, the Prime Minister is scheduled to visit the historic Sri Krishna Matha around noon. It may happen, where he will participate in the rituals, and thereafter he is also expected to address the public. So the Prime Minister is going to attend 1 lakh voice Gita chanting. And this in itself is going to be a big and a significant event. And also he is expected to inaugurate the newly erected Suvarn Tirtha Mandapa during his visit. First offer the floral tributes to the saint poet, and also then unveil the golden covering placed on the Kanakana Kindi as well. That is what has been coming in from the Mutt, as the Prime Minister is being greeted by hundreds and thousands of his supporters there. So you can see the entire stretch that has now been covered by just people there who are showering the Prime Minister with petals. And we are looking at other stops as well that the Prime Minister will be visiting and participating in a public program, and will recite selected, verses from the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And this is going to be a mass chanting event. So quite a significant as far as we're looking at the program and the presence today of the Prime Minister is concerned, where top leaders also coming in from the BJP union ministers who are expected to be present and are participating in this event. And we are looking at these pictures that has now been coming in from Udupi. Well, after concluding his visit, the Prime Minister is expected to return to the Mangaluru airport and thereafter head to Goa. And thereafter we are looking at other programs that are also lined up in front of the Prime Minister the whole day. In fact, this is going to be a Dharm-Yatra in a way that the Prime Minister is undertaking, whether be it in Udupi and thereafter now in Goa later in the day. So let's connect with Mohit on this. Mohit, well, this has been usual for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of the country, the state government is not, however, his, but as far as when it comes to the reception that he receives from the people is always warm.
Well, it's in fact, and we can see in these visuals that people have gathered in huge numbers to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And we know that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has landed at RD Udupi and is currently holding a road show from Bananji Circle to Kalsana Circle. Now, this is part of Prime Minister Narendra visit to Sri Krishna Matha, where Prime Minister shortly from now will be going. Will have darshan, will offer his prayers, and Prime Minister will later take part in the program at Gita Mandir near the temple. Now, after that, Prime Minister will also be gathering a rally. So clearly, we can see in these visuals that how exactly people have come to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is very, very important, given the fact that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting the Sri Krishna Matha, which is a very revered center, and post that he will be having a darshan and will be taking a part in the program at Gita Mandir, which is just near the temple, and post that he will be addressing a rally. So it will be very interesting to see what Prime Minister Narendra Modi will have to say.
All right, बने रहिए हमारे साथ मोहित, क्योंकि अमित भी हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं। और अमित, चाहे राज्य में सरकार भाजपा की ना हो, लेकिन ये जो दृश्य सामने आते हैं जब ही प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी बाहर निकलते हैं, लोगों के साथ बातचीत करते हैं, उनके साथ इंटरैक्ट करते हैं, ये नजारा चाहे देश के वो किसी भी कोने में हो, ये अक्सर देखने को मिलता है।
जी हाँ, देखिए, मुझे लगता है ये बहुत ही दिलचस्प नजर आ रहा है। और कर्नाटक में अभी आप एक तरफ देखिएगा कि कांग्रेस में खींचतान चल रही है कि वहां पर मुख्यमंत्री जो है उनको हटा के दूसरा मुख्यमंत्री बनना चाहते हैं, लेकिन अगर आप साउथ की बात करिए, कर्नाटक में बीजेपी की सरकार रही है, लेकिन यही नजारा जो सेम जैसे इससे भी बेहतर नजारा हमने तमिलनाडु में भी देखा है, केरल में भी देखा है कि जब प्रधानमंत्री वहां पहुंचते हैं और वहां पर लोगों में जो उत्साह है, आप थोड़ी देर पहले जो एक तस्वीर थी जिसमें कि किसी बिल्डिंग के खिड़की से कुछ लोग झांक रहे थे और वो वेव कर रहे थे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की तरफ। तो ये देखिए जो महिलाओं में उत्साह दिख रहा है, तो ये जो चीजें हैं, ये कोई पार्टी कैडर इस तरह से आप हर जगह लोगों को बुला नहीं सकते हैं, क्योंकि देश के प्रधानमंत्री, उनकी लोकप्रियता लगातार आमतौर पे 8 साल 10 साल के बाद नेताओं की लोकप्रियता घटती है, लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी की लोकप्रियता घट नहीं रही है, बल्कि हर दिन बढ़ती ही जा रही है। तो ऐसे में जो उत्साह है, जो रोड शो है, वहां पर गीता मंदिर जाएंगे, वहां पर वो बैठेंगे, 1 लाख के करीब लोग जब पाठ करेंगे तो उनके साथ मौजूद भी होंगे। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात कि यहां पर जिस तरह का लोग आए हैं, जिस तरह से जोश आप देखिए, और दक्षिण भारत में मुझे लगता है कि इस तरह से रोड शो का प्लान नहीं होगा, लेकिन गाड़ी के भीतर से ही उनको आना था। जो मुझे जानकारी सोर्सेज के हवाले से मिली है कि प्रधानमंत्री का काफिला धीरे धीरे आता, लोगों का अभिवादन गाड़ी के अंदर से ही कई बार हमने देखा किया उन्होंने माफ कीजिएगा। लेकिन आज जिस तरह से लोगों की भीड़ उभरी कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी अपनी गाड़ी से बाहर हो गए हैं, देखिए, और वो गेट पकड़कर, दरवाजा पकड़कर वो लोगों का अभिवादन स्वीकार कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनको इस बात का एहसास है कि जब लोग उनके लिए सड़कों पर आए हैं तो वो भी गाड़ी से बाहर निकलकर लोगों का अभिवादन स्वीकार कर रहे हैं। तो नरेंद्र मोदी की खासियत यही है कि लोगों से जो कनेक्ट होता है वो उनका होता है, और उसके लिए वो हमेशा इस बात का प्रयास भी करते हैं कि किस तरह से अगर लोग बड़ी संख्या में सड़कों पर हैं तो उनको वो वहां पर खड़े होकर और गाड़ी में मौजूद होकर उनका अभिवादन करना।
तस्वीरों में अमित, क्योंकि फूलों की बौछार की जा रही है प्रधानमंत्री मोदी पर, और वही जो फूल वो खुद ही अपने हाथों में इकट्ठा करके लोगों की तरफ दोबारा उनकी तरफ फेंकते हुए नजर आ रहे हैं। तो दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ वेलकम that the Prime Minister has received upon landing in Udupi. This is also a sacred land there, and we are getting, as far as this information is concerned, in a short time from now, he will be arriving at the Sri Krishna Matha, and there is this mass recitation of the Bhagavad Gita that is going to happen in some time from now. That itself would be very interesting to also watch as far as this Dharm-Yatra that the Prime Minister today has undertaken. From there, he will be concluding his Karnataka visit and will be heading to Goa. We'll keep our viewers updated on that. धन्यवाद आपका अमित हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। Back after a short break.